Good afternoon. I'm Richard and this is
Paul.
And welcome to to Rich and Paul's autumnal odyssey through desserts and puddings of our childhood.
Food,
naturally. We jumped on the chance to do a series about puddings because actually, we're not really pudding people, are we? We don't have puddings as a rule.
No.
We're not the kind of people who has to have something sweet after their meal.
No. We occasionally have yogurt.
Yeah, we do.
And fruit.
Yeah.
But not so much lately. We need to get back into that.
We do, because yogurt and fruit are good for you.
Very good for your tummy.
Very good.
Well, unless you're lactose intolerant, in which case you have to have a non-lactose yogurt.
I mean, we don't tend to have dairy. We don't have cow's milk. The only dairy that we do allow for ourselves is cheese and yogurt.
Yeah.
That's it really, isn't it? We do eat eggs.
We've tried a couple of soya yogurts and a coconut yogurt, and we'd rather do without.
Anyway, so have a little look. We hope you enjoy this little journey through puddings and desserts. So let's rewind.
Puddingland.
Puddingland.
A journey through Puddingland.
Puddingland, that's like a theme park for people who like puddings.
Well, there is, isn't there? There's the pudding club. There is a pudding club.
Lovely.
And they have lots of puddings.
So anyway, let's go back in time. Let's rewind back to the olden days when desserts were out of packets. So rewind into the mists of time. Those are the mists of time over there. After a long day at work and a healthy home-cooked meal, what could be better than a delicious light dessert? What on earth have you got planned for this evening? It's 70's favourite, Angel Delight, and it's chocolate flavoured too. Let's have a look at the ingredients. Well, it's basically a packet of unpronounceable chemicals with natural flavour and colour. Space age indeed. It can be whipped up in a jiffy with just half a pint of milk and a little elbow grease. Go on, put your back into it. That's it. Straight into a couple of bowls to set for a while. Let's get the family's verdict. So, it's been how many years, Paul, since we've eaten Angel Delight? It must be 40 years.
Oh, it's more than 40 years for me.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe just over 40 years. Yeah.
So, here we are. Angel Delight. It's not set.
No. It's
still liquid.
It doesn't look very appetising.
It used to set.
And this is chocolate cloud flavour, isn't it?
So it looks like liquid chocolate dessert. So here goes.
It looks like liquid stuff.
I think it's because we use soy milk.
Well, it should work with soy milk.
That's quite nice. Oh, it tastes of chocolate.
Did we sweet this?
Oh, it's quite nice. It's just like cold, melted chocolate ice cream, isn't it? Don't you like yours?
No.
Oh, I like mine. I like that.
It's horrible.
Well, it's just a few chemicals with chocolate flavour.
It smells of nothing.
Smells of, nothing.
I've another little bit.
Well, I think it's quite good. Oh, there was a little bit of powder then. Yeah, it's not that good.
It's horrible. I mean, it used to be.
It used to be light and fluffy.
It used to be like a mousse. It was like a chocolate mousse, I'm sure.
That's not a chocolate mousse, it's chocolate liquid. Why hasn't it set? Angel Delight, I want an explanation as to why it's not set properly.
Oh, that's a childhood memory shattered now.
Oh well. Well, there we go. Dessert, 70s dessert number 1. Yeah, it's not that good.
No.
It's okay at the beginning. And then... Oh well.
It's horrible. I can't...
Which one next then? Which dessert next would you like? Actually, that's just hit my stomach with a wallop.
Yeah.
What dessert would you like next?
I
Blancmange?
think let's keep the blancmange because
I think the next one should be tinned fruit with carnation milk.
Yeah, tinned fruit and carnation milk. You can't go wrong with that.
No, can't go wrong.
I seem to remember that the cherries were always minuscule cherries.
Probably. Anyway, that's it. So thank you for watching this segment. On to the next dessert and a new day, a new dawn, and a new life.
A new dessert, definitely.
A new life beyond Angel Delight.
That's so disappointing.
I know. Why didn't it set?
We always preferred Instant Whip anyway. But you can't get Instant Whip anymore.
Well, you didn't try hard enough, Paula the Farm. That's it. Thank you very much. Next dessert. Hey, welcome back. Next dessert in the series of desserts from our childhood. Yes. The Angel Delight was a bit of a disaster, but let's move on swiftly to a proper pudding. A proper stodgy, sweet, unctuous, gorgeous pudding. Bread and butter pudding. For those of you who don't know, and I guess quite a few of you may not, it's a pudding which consists of bread and butter, usually leftover slightly stale bread, dried fruit, and a custard mix which is poured over the top, not thickened. It's then baked in the oven and it kind of all comes together and the custard starts to thicken up. That's it. Some people add a pinch of spice or cinnamon to it. I don't. I mean, I might add a pinch of mixed spice, but it's not essential. What's essential is that it's sweet, custardy and fruity. That's it. You can adapt the recipe to however you want. You could add any kind of dried fruit. You could add, I guess, some fresh fruit. You could top it with cream at the end. Whatever you want. But I'm going to show you how to make it in the most simplest of ways. I'm not even using eggs. Traditionally, you might make a proper egg custard mix. I'm not doing that. I'm using custard powder and I'm making a thin custard. I'm not thickening it in the saucepan. I'm going to be thickening it in the oven as it cooks. I guess it's one of those cheap puddings to make. As most of you know, Paul and I grew up in the 60s and the 70s, the late 60s I have to say, and the 70s. And to be honest, for working class families like ours, you know, we're from working class families. I know it's hard to believe with this accent, I do understand. There wasn't money. You didn't have... Ooh, parakeets going past. You didn't have, you know, everything you wanted. You had to eat cheaply. I guess a lot of families were growing quickly, a lot of children, supermarkets were on the up, so food was becoming cheaper as time went on, but people had to save their pennies, and this is a really good way of using up that old bread and things that you've already got. So let's get on with it, shall we, and make this gorgeous pudding so Paul and I can eat it. Yum. Oh, by the way, I'm making a sort of smallish one. Well, I say small, there's quite a lot of bread there. I'm not making a massive one, but you can adjust the amounts to suit you. But I do really recommend it. It's quite delicious. So let's just get on and cook it, Richard. Okay, I will. So, what are the ingredients? I don't know whether you can hear in the background, but it's absolutely chucking it down. It's the perfect autumn, cold, wet day to make a gorgeous pudding like this. I've got an oven-proof dish, a jug to mix my cold custard in, 2 tablespoons of sugar, bread and butter cut into triangles, custard powder, milk, and some sultanas. Now I want my custard to be fairly thick. The normal amount is a pint of milk. I'm using about 3/4 of a pint. The first thing I'm going to do in a separate jug to the milk that I've measured is pop just under 2 tablespoons of custard powder. I'm adding to that 2 tablespoons of sugar. I'm going to use some of the milk to make a paste. Hope you can see that. Just make a smooth paste. Add more milk if necessary. The colour of that, I love that colour, and I can smell it as well. Add the rest of your milk. Okay, a layer of bread, butter side up. A layer of fruit. Layer the bread on top. Just pour your custard over. Leave that to sit for a little while to soak up the juice. Put your oven on to about 160 fan. What you can also do is sprinkle a little bit of sugar. The other thing you may want to do is, once it's been sitting for a while, just give it a little press down with a flat spoon, just to make sure that they really have soaked up. So it's been about 45 minutes and it's out of the oven, and there it is. So I think we're going to try some now. So, let's try it. It's a bit dry.
Did you not make enough custard?
I don't think I did.
Oh, that's nice. And there's a portion for me there.
Yeah, it's okay. I think I should have maybe made a little bit more custard. I thought there was enough to cover it, but clearly not. But it's still...
That's lovely though.
It's still nice, isn't it?
And it's not too sweet. You didn't put too much sugar in. I thought he was going to put too much sugar in. I haven't had bread and butter pudding for... Have we ever had it?
No, I don't think so.
It's been years.
Well, it's quite nice, but it needs more custard.
Yeah. Did you not put jam in it? Mum puts jam in hers.
No.
I think it's lovely.
I actually thought there'd be too much custard for it, you see.
Right.
So I didn't make as much as I should have done.
Well, now you know. When you do another one tomorrow, you'll be able to get it right. I think it's bloody lovely. That's a firm favourite.
Lovely, but make a bit more custard. I didn't make the full pint because I thought it'd be too much. So, but it's still delicious. Next one, next dessert. So we've just had dinner and we've got a super quick dessert. This is something that we both used to have as kids. Tinned fruit cocktail, straight from the tin with evaporated milk.
That would not happen in our house.
No, you'd have it in a bowl.
We'd have it in a bowl and
Of
have that in
course.
a little jug.
Of course, do you want juice? Oh, I can only see 2 types of fruit in that.
Well, that's why you put it into a bowl first. Okay, there's a grape. Oh, it's
you've got
cherries.
a cherry. I want a cherry.
I think that's
Oh, you've got both the grapes.
You've got a grape. You've got a
Have
grape there.
Oh yeah, I have.
And
yeah.
there.
So it's.
And there.
Yeah, all right, Paul. Don't go OTT. So
I've got 3 grapes.
carnation.
Yeah. Why is it doing it like that? Have you not put 2 holes in the tin?
Yes, I put 2 holes in the tin, Paul.
We didn't have so much liquid.
Well, it's grape juice. It's grape juice.
I think it used to be
used to be sugar
syrup.
Yeah.
I'm going to try the cherry. Look at that cherry. Doesn't that look so natural?
So it's basically canned fruit. Oh, it's nowhere near as sweet as it used to be.
No.
Nowhere near.
What's in it?
Mm.
I can't
just-
read that without my glasses.
It's just fruit and grape juice.
Yeah, but what type of fruit?
Peaches, pears,
Peach.
grapes. Peach, pear, grapes, cherries.
Pineapple,
2 cherries.
grape,
Pear.
pear. It's not like I remember it.
It used to be fiercely sweet, didn't it? That sugar syrup was so sweet.
It's
Actually,
pleasant.
It's not too bad.
Oh, that I remember why we didn't have too much juice, because it curdles. It curdles. It's quite nice though.
I don't mind.
It sort of tastes like fruit, but it sort of doesn't taste like fruit at the same time.
It's not the best fruit, is it?
The man from Del Monte say yes.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's meant to be good fruit, Del Monte, but it's not, is it?
Well, I mean, when was it made? Has it got a production date on it?
I don't know. So there we are. That's the next dessert in the sequence
Can't see when it was
of
made.
desserts from our childhood.
Won't have this one again. Mind you, this is better than the Angel Delight.
Why are you shouting?
Am I shouting? Sorry.
You're not on the phone to your mum.
Mum still has this.
Well, I mean, that was a mouthful, wasn't it, really? It's a mouthful.
It's pleasant enough, but I wouldn't get it again.
I mean, you don't have to really chew them because they're just sort of soft. They dissolve in your mouth, really. So, not the greatest of things, but a favourite from childhood. So that's it for this dessert. Next one, here. So, back in the kitchen to cook another pudding. I wonder what this one will be. Well, it's another favourite. Another wintry, autumnal, ideal for cold nights. And it's a favourite with many people. And it is simple to make. Very simple ingredients. What is it? It's rice pudding. Lovely. So, let's have a look at the ingredients. Very, very simple. Easy peasy. Now, this recipe serves 4, so your ingredients are 140 grams of pudding rice. Now, pudding rice is a short grain rice, not unlike arborio rice, which is a medium grain, but the result is similar. You're going to end up with something creamy rather than something dry and fluffy, which you would do with long grain rice. So, long grain rice, not really suitable. Pudding rice it has to be. Let me give you a little close-up of what it looks like. I just wanted to show you the difference between arborio rice and short grain pudding rice. So this grain here is arborio rice, which is used for risottos, and it's also referred to as a medium grain rice. But this one on the other side is pudding rice, which is a short grain rice. So as you can see, they're very different to the usual rice that you might use, such as basmati or long grain rice. And the difference mainly is to do with the result of the cooking. So with these two types, you get a creamy texture when you cook, whereas long grain rice is designed to cook to a dry, fluffy texture. So there we are, a little bit of information and education for you. Thank you. Got 110 grams of granulated sugar. You can use caster, you could use brown, a knob of butter, and I've used some of this to grease this oven-proof dish. I've already checked that it'll take 2 pints of liquid because we're going to be using 2 pints of milk as well. And finally, a really good grating of fresh nutmeg. And also, before I forget, I'm going to throw in some sultanas as well for extra gorgeousness. In fact, you could throw in any kind of dried fruit if you wanted to, whatever takes your fancy. So the first thing we need to do is heat up the milk. I'm going to do it in the microwave, and I'm going to pour it once it's hot straight into this bowl. So my milk's lovely and hot. Very, very easy to do. Pop in your rice, your sugar, a handful of fruit. Ooh. Give it a stir. Sprinkle your nutmeg on top. Add a knob of butter. Into the oven for about an hour. Then you give it a stir, and then you pop it into the oven for another half an hour to an hour until it's golden and gorgeous. So it's been 2 hours, and there we have it, baked rice pudding. There's only one thing to do now, and that's try it. So, rice pudding, baked rice pudding. It's baked really well.
Do you make rice pudding on the hob as well? I've only known it baked.
Well, I guess you could. So here we go. What?
It's lovely. What, those sultanas? I've never had sultanas in a pudding, in a rice pudding. We have jam.
Oh, that is nice. It's not too sweet, but it's got a nice sweetness to it.
And was this with soya milk?
Yeah, nutmeg and butter.
Bit of butter. This is lovely. Let's have a bit of the skin.
Nicely cooked as well.
That was always my dad's favourite bit of a rice pudding.
The skin. I mean, that was 2 hours. That was a 2-hour bake.
That's
and
lovely.
It soaked all the milk. And considering it's a fraction of the amount of rice I used for a risotto.
Well, it really swells up. I mean, you could do a risotto like that, though.
I do.
No, but do you do it on a higher heat, the risotto? Yeah, do it on a lower heat. I like the sultanas.
It's lovely, very warm and comforting. Do you think there's enough nutmeg?
Yeah, otherwise it would be overpowering. Did you put nutmeg in the mix or on top?
On top and then stirred it in. Lovely. Well, we're going to chow down.
Yeah, I think we already have.
We'll see you for the next one. Here it comes. Yes, here we are again. The final dessert in this part of the show. Banana custard. Let me give you a close-up. It's just custard with bananas. Or bananas with custard.
Yeah, it's not banana custard.
It is. That's what it's called, banana custard.
It's bananas with custard.
Yeah, but you try it. See what the flavour is like.
Tastes like custard.
With bananas.
And bananas.
But don't you think the bananas complement the flavour of the vanilla in the custard?
This is glory. This just takes me back again to childhood.
Did you have banana custard?
Oh God, yeah, lots of times.
We did. And it's packet custard. It's not made with eggs and all that. It's just packet custard. Like in the, bread and butter pudding that you saw earlier.
Oh, bread and butter pudding.
We're not making that again. You've had that once this year. And this is healthy too. Potassium in the bananas, plenty of energy.
Yeah. Oh, I suppose there's not fat in there, is there? It's soya milk. I mean, obviously there's fat. We have low-fat soya milk, but there's fat in there. But it's not... How much sugar? Piece.
2 tablespoons.
Oh, there we are. Tablespoon each.
But, well, I mean, yeah, okay, there is sugar in it, but look,
It's lovely.
we don't have this every day.
No.
No. Yum. Very nice.
Do you like cold custard?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Like on a trifle.
Yeah. Dad used to just like cold custard.
Well, I like that tinned custard as well. That's lovely, the really creamy one. But this is creamy.
Yeah, we could do a trifle for the next one.
We could.
My Auntie Betty, used to make the most fabulous trifle.
Did she?
She really did. Cheese straws.
We were interrupted by the doorbell. It was our Morrison's delivery. Because we're on lockdown again now.
We are. But Auntie Betty, she used to make fabulous cheese straws, fabulous scones, and fabulous trifle.
My granny used to make
She did
trifle.
other things. She made other lovely things as well, but those were three things I just remember.
My granny used to put so much sherry in the trifle that people would have to get a taxi home. No, it's true. No,
We
mind you,
used
in the 70s, people didn't do that, to be
No.
honest. People just drove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used to always have a trifle for Boxing Day and a trifle for New Year's Day. Always.
That was yum.
You finish yours?
Yeah, you bet. I'm not gonna linger on a pudding. Oh. Never linger on a pudding, that's my advice. Especially if it's hot. That was lovely. Yum.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bloody thank you. Take care. Bye. So, there we have it. Indeed. We didn't do this all in 1 week.
No, we did it in a day.
We did it over it's been about 3 weeks, hasn't it?
Yeah, we started it with the chocolate.
Yeah. The Disaster Angel Delight. But anyway, so we do hope, we sincerely hope and say thank you. No.
What are we saying? Thank you.
We sincerely hope that you enjoyed this journey and say thank you, bloody big thank you to
For
all of you for joining us on this journey.
On Pudding Land.
Pudding Land.
Journey through Pudding
It's
Land.
not going to stick, that.
I like Journey Through Pudding Land.
Yeah,
I might write a book, Journey Through Pudding Land. They have lots of lovely characters and they'd all be named after different puddings. And they'd be cartoon characters and they look like their pudding as well. Journey Through Pudding Land.
Paul's Pudding Land. You can be the mascot.
What was your favourite in that?
Probably the rice pudding, I think.
Really?
Yeah, what was yours?
I think my favourite was bread pudding, rice pudding, banana and custard.
Yeah, okay. You can only choose one. Anyway, what was your favourite? Did you have a favourite? Tell us about your desserts and puddings of childhood. And very soon we'll be doing part 2, where we try even more gorgeous puddings from long ago, the mists of time.
So it is really, isn't it, though, the mists of time.
So thank you very much for joining us. Thank you. And take care, and we'll see you very soon for more fun-filled frolics.
Journey Through Pudding Land 2. I can see that as a film title now.
Yeah, I can see us not fitting through the door very soon. So, bye for now. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.